What do we got? Yeah, the first furry debate.
Can a guy born with a penis ever get pregnant?
Yeah. You love the white legal immigrants.
Be a chicken.
You are Alex Stein. You're a fucking clown. Like,
I've heard a lot of conservatives arguing against sex education with instead of arguing and educating about contraceptives, they say they should argue about abstinence. What's your opinion on that? Because that is directly related.
Well, I know this is a kind of a hot button issue because it's like, at what age should we teach children sex education, right? And you have some schools that want to teach it in elementary school, which I would think that is too young. But I'm not of the opinion that we shouldn't teach sex education whatsoever. I think we should teach it. But where it gets weird is now in sex education classes, they're not just teaching heterosexual sex, they're teaching gay sex. They're teaching like what to use if you want to have gay sex. So that's where a normal thing like sex education, teaching people about sexual health, about a woman's menstrual cycle, about how, babies are made, that all seems normal. I think that is necessary even in, a kid's maturation in school. But then when you start mixing it up really young, teaching a kid about sex, or then now you throw in gay sex, that's where it gets corrupted.
Admittedly not in love with the usage of your word normal, because that implies that there is a correct way to do things, and that also gives the implication that being gay is abnormal.
Well, I would say...
I disagree with.
Okay. Well,
that student is crazy.
There's gay people. I don't hate gay people. I just want to put it out there. But you're going to tell me that being gay, even for a gay person, I have gay friends, all my gay friends, they had a very tough time telling their parents that they were gay. Why? Because being gay is not the normal thing.
We are slowly becoming more accepting of gay people, which we absolutely should be. And I think using words like normal is a step in the wrong direction. Because
I think being gay is abnormal, but I'm not saying we should hate gay people. I'm just saying the normal relationship is a man and a woman. They have sex, they have a baby. That is the normal relationship.
But humans are animals, correct? In the animal kingdom.
No, I think we're different. I think we're much different than animals.
I feel I don't know the exact statistic, but it's something like 80+% of scientists say that humans are recognized as animals.
80% of scientists also believe that we evolved from pond scum, and I think that just the Big Bang created everything. I don't agree with scientists. And first of all, you ever seen a cat send an email?
No.
Exactly. Come on.
this is amateur hour.
Come here. You can have the mic.
Nothing to say to you, fucking pedophile.
How? Whoa, dude. Come on, bro. What?
That's what they do when they can argue.
You are Alex Stein.
They will resort to making insults.
And what are you, dude? What are you, transgender, wearing
terrible.
that mask because you're ashamed of yourself? I'm the clown. Look at you. I'm the clown. You know who I am, but I have no idea who you are, so I'm the clown. What are your pronouns?
I think the problem with illegal immigration and demonizing them is I don't think that they should be getting welfare services, but I really don't think that we're not seeing major investment of tax resources into it.
We are. Have you heard you've not heard about the Roosevelt Hotel in New York?
Citizen. Yeah, here's another cherry-picked example. They're getting a place to live. They're getting a bed to sleep.
In New York City, the most expensive real estate in the world, and they're getting free gift cards. If you and I wanted
they need to eat food. I mean, these people
they need to go back to their home countries.
You wanted them to send them back to South Sudan, where there's no government, there's a war, there's a civil war. They're trying to flee for their lives. You have no empathy for human lives.
I don't get it, honestly. How in the world that these people, the libs, they always seem to care so much about the immigrants. They seem to care so much, as if they are the victims. It's terrible. It's crazy. It's always crazy. Even when some of them get involved in atrocious acts and do violent crimes, people never regard. They never talk about those who are the victims or those who suffer the injustices. But they always act like these immigrants, let's love them. Why is the administration of President Trump hating on them? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? It's clear, ladies and gentlemen. Every nation gotta have borders. And every nation, if you're gonna get into any nation, you gotta do it the legal way. That's all. That's all.
Empathy, but people
because
are
these
taking
people
advantage
aren't
of
white,
it.
you think that anybody should go back to South
No, I
Sudan,
don't
go
want
back
white
to
illegal immigrants
Palestine,
here either.
go back to these collapsing
I don't want white
countries?
illegal immigrants here either.
No, you love the white legal immigrants.
Who loves abortion? I know there's somebody here that's probably had 5 abortions. This guy wants some smoke.
Stop fishing, you grifter.
Come on now. Where'd you get that haircut, dude? Come on and talk.
All you do is grift online. I'm not fucking.
How am I grifting? By wanting to talk to you, I'm grifting?
Yes.
A man and a woman are two separate things, right? They're not the same.
I would like to say no. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not the same thing, I can't cut off my genitals and all of a sudden have a vagina, right?
I mean, that's not exactly how it works. If you just want to cut off your dick for the pleasure of it, then go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
Can a man have a baby?
Again, I'm not.
Can a man get pregnant? No.
There actually was a recent womb transplant in the UK that allowed for trans
I
women
don't
to have
want to
a baby.
hear any of this. Can a man have a baby, yes or no?
Yes.
No, my God. Dude, you're not this
This is
retarded. You know
terrible.
that a man does not have a womb, cannot have a baby.
terrible.
You know this. See, this is the sad thing, is that I come to these calls.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
understand you seem
that
like
is
a
the
smart
definition
individual,
of
but if you're
brainwashing.
Seriously, coming up here and saying that a man can have a baby, you're retarded. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I'm sorry to be like that, and I don't want to use that word, but you know that a man doesn't have a uterus, does not have the building blocks to make a baby, does not have the eggs to make a baby. So for you to say that, it just shows you that you're not living in reality. You're living in this weird simulation where a guy can be a girl and a girl can be a guy, and girls have penises and boys have uteruses. I mean, that's not how it works.
Well, what do you call people?
Libtards, like you.
No, the other word with the R.
Retards.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
word.
this is what you are. You're a retard. Yeah, this is what a retard looks like.
Say some slurs, farm some clips. Don't fucking dignify this. Like, there you go.
No, dignify.
Dignify.
Don't dignify it. He's not here to get his mind changed. He's just here to make fun of you.
You're the one with your face covered.
Yeah, you're the coward. Yeah, make fun of you because you're a libtard and you're a retard.
We can sit here and say like, oh, there's only male or female, or oh, the non-binary doesn't exist, but like, why does it matter? If you want to be called Rick instead of Alex, I'm like, if I call you Alex, that's going to be insulting to you. If someone wants to go by they, them, I'm just going to say they, them because that's how they want to be identified. I don't think it's a big deal. It doesn't change my vocabulary at all. If you're talking about someone, you can say, oh yeah, them. It's really that easy.
Oh, well, I
Like,
agree. If somebody wants to change their name, I think, but I'm okay with somebody changing their name, but
Yeah.
they can't change their sex.
biologically, you can't change your sex, but you can
So
change
we
your
agree.
gender.
We agree.
You can change your gender, though. Gender and sex are two completely different things.
Yeah, I
No.
understand. And somebody
Yeah.
that wants to change their gender, they can do that, but they shouldn't
Yeah.
be able to go pee in the women's restroom, and they shouldn't be able to compete against biological females.
I don't understand why it matters. The restroom argument, again, is a straw man
Look
argument.
at Leah Thomas. Leah Thomas, who was a national champion in women's swimming, was ranked 450th in men's, and then transitioned to a female and became number
If
one.
I'm not mistaken, which I could be because I haven't read on this case in a long time, that 400 something rank was on one single event.
Yeah, one
that she
event.
did not compete when she won first. So I don't think that's a really good argument. But also,
You don't think, though, going from not competing in nationals as a guy to all of a sudden being the top women's swimmer, it doesn't prove that men have a biological advantage when it comes to sports?
I don't think so. If she was on,
Oh my
listen,
God.
she was on hormone
this is
therapy, and
terrible.
hormone therapy changes your physical structure. It changes your bone
This
It
is
doesn't
density.
change the size of
terrible.
your foot. It doesn't change the size of your hips. It doesn't change the size of your legs.
It changes your bone density. It changes your biological structure.
Yeah,
you
but if
will
you're
change
6'5",
if you're on hormone
if you're a
therapy.
6'5" guy like Leah Thomas,
Yeah.
you're not going to take estrogen and all of a sudden become a 5'6" girl. You're
No,
going to physically
you're not gonna
be
do that.
more
But
imposing.
you're also
And
ignoring
men-
the fact
you're
that
saying, but
people
would
are.
you agree that men, on average, are bigger than women?
I think on average, yeah, men are bigger than women.
And so in sports, especially physical sports, usually being bigger gives you an advantage.
Most of the time, yeah.
Yes. So men are naturally going to have an advantage against women in physical sports.
would you
now, if
say-
you want to argue like chess, or men and women are the equal, I guess you could say maybe, but even in that instance, men oftentimes are better than women at chess. So I'm just saying, forget about mental stuff. I'm talking
Yeah.
about when it comes to physical sports, men have an
Yeah.
advantage. So just because you identify as something, you shouldn't be able to compete against my daughter or my sister
Well,
in a physical
yeah.
sport, because that's a safety issue. I don't want a woman having to potentially get hurt by some guy in a softball game or a basketball game.
Okay, I completely understand your point. Do you have a daughter?
No. but
Okay,
I
well,
have a
if you
girlfriend.
if you did have a daughter, I would see why you would want to protect her. But
Yeah.
also, I think that's playing on two assumptions. One is that women are these fragile creatures.
I would agree that women are tough, but they're more fragile than men, I would argue.
I kind of disagree with that. I think that women are just as tough as men. I think that...
Yeah, I would say maybe emotionally just as tough, but not physically as tough. There's a reason...
Okay, so you're saying that women wouldn't be able to play in a sport with a man because it's not safe for the woman to play.
Do women get drafted in the military?
No, but they go to the military.
I know, but why don't they get drafted? And why do guys get drafted and women
do we even
don't?
still do the draft?
I'm saying, yeah, the draft is still. We all have to register for the draft.
Okay, well, first of all, I think.
Why don't women
first of all, I think that no one should be able to. No one should have to register for the draft.
But
second of all,
why do men get drafted and not women?
Because I think back when the draft was like being used heavily, I think that it was very sexist and men viewed women not as strong, and I think that that's pretty horrible because women are just as strong as men. And
you're talking about physically just as strong?
Physically and mentally, yeah.
So this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. The level of brainwashing, it's crazy. It's as if like you're watching a movie, but on the other side, these are real people. That student, that's a real dude there. That's a real dude who got issues, who got his own life, who got, people around him, maybe whom he loves, people whom he has influence over. And then you can imagine the kind of things you got to share with the others. Maybe his little brothers, his little sisters, what kind of a role model he is. That little student. The terrible thing is, a lot of times nowadays, there seem to be a lot of trying to be politically correct. That guy, that student, he knows the truth. He knows the truth. And I don't think he really believes the things he's talking about. I don't think he believes it. He knows the truth. There are differences between women and men, and those are good differences. These are not things that are evil or something to be ashamed of. Good differences. There are things that women do better naturally compared to men. And there are things men also do better naturally compared to women. And these are good differences. You see? But hey, these are the future leaders of tomorrow. And just hearing him speak, you wonder, is he really learning anything in these institutions? What kind of a man is he becoming for his future family if he's not yet married, for his communities, for his extended families, children, everything? Man.
You can disagree with me here, but if you're a woman going into the military...
Are there some women that are physically stronger than a man? Yes, but on average. I'm talking about on average. Men are much stronger than women. I have to agree.
I still would disagree with that sometimes.
What do we got? The first furry debate. Thank you.
All right, what do you think about women? You like them?
They belong in the kitchen. Personally, I think women mainly should be, cooking. They can clean too.
All right. So, but why can't a man do that?
Well, look, a man can clean a deck, but like a man shouldn't do laundry. You know what I mean? Like there's some things a man can clean, but women are just better at it. They have smaller hands. They're cleaner in general, so that's why they're better at it.
I can't disagree with us being a lot cleaner.
See?
But do you think like they
that's a lady.
be in the workforce, like?
Well, they shouldn't be leading the workforce. Yeah, I mean they can be in the workforce, but like they shouldn't be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys or something like that. Or like now these women referees makes me sick. I mean
I literally can't tell if you're just...
No, I'm dead serious. These women referees, they remember fouls from 3 games ago. You know what I mean? Like you can't, this is hard.
I don't know if I agree with that, actually.
So you think women are good at being referees?
I think they should be able to take leadership roles. I feel like both men and women can equally take this amount of work and become leaders. Like even, we haven't had a woman president yet, but I feel like we should definitely give it a try at least.
Well, I was excited. I thought Kamala Harris, maybe she could sleep with Vladimir Putin or something and stop the war. There are some advantages of having a woman in power. She could do like that, but other than that, no. I mean, I think women are better followers than they are leaders, personally.
I think just to go back to sleeping with Putin. I think Trump's already doing that. So
You think Trump and Putin are sleeping together?
Yeah, they're so gay for each other.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard that,
Love
but...
to take it up the ass.
But let's talk about you. You're actually pretty cool. So you're like an emo cat.
Yeah, basically. You can take my weave off.
No, keep the weave on.
There you go.
That looks cool. And so what do you identify as? A human or a furry?
I am a human. Furries are just cosplay. You know, we don't actually think we're animals at all. People that think they're animals are, you know.
You actually seem pretty cool and based for furry. You seem pretty cool.
I am a respectful person.
Do you think furries should be able to get abortions?
I think women should get abortions. Yeah, furries are human people, so yeah.
You think they should? What about that poor little furry? What is their choice?
The poor little furry.
Inside. The baby furry shouldn't have a choice at life?
I believe that the
baby furry should come out and have a choice, right?
Inside, it's when it's at a certain point, you know, I do believe abortion should be the answer when the baby, like, you know, is almost fully formed.
Late term abortion you're against.
Yeah, basically like that stuff. But abortion, like, you know, when you find out, should be allowed, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people have that opinion. I mean, I'm anti-abortion, but I understand why somebody would want to have an abortion. And I think that if you did get an abortion, the sooner the better, obviously. But still, it's gotten to where now people are posting their abortions on TikTok, and you know, it's in my day and age. Obviously, people got abortions, but it was something that they were very ashamed of. It was a very private matter, and now it's become where it's just so socially acceptable. People are literally posting about it on social media.
See, the more I watch this stuff, the more alarming it becomes. Yeah, because these are college students, ladies and gentlemen. College students. Places that were once seen as institutions where people go to learn, to be developed, improved. But now it seems as if it's chunking out students who are so ignorant. And not only ignorant, they are proudly so. So proud of being ignorant. It's crazy. I always say this. Instead of being taught how to think, they are being taught what to think. They're being taught what to think. Being taught what to think. It's crazy. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And most of these students, you wonder, when they finish, let's say maybe one goes to college, they graduate, what kind of people do they become in society? What standard of living do they have in society? What influence do they have? Who are they? Who are they? So terrible. So terrible. Most of them are so rude, you see. Most of them, they are so rude. If you disagree, come out. Let's have a dialogue. Let's discuss this. Prove me wrong. I also get to prove you wrong. Let's talk about it. But most of them say that they will resort to insult, threatening you. It's crazy. It's terrible. And this is really happening. It's not like it's a movie, Hollywood or something. So wrong, ladies and gentlemen. So wrong. And most of them, you see them relying mostly on whatever their cell phones get to tell them. Mainstream media. Mainstream media. In other words, reality for them has been reduced to a screen. It has been reduced to a screen. Whatever is trending, that's what is life for them. That's what they go with. It's not long about wisdom for them. It's not long about wisdom. So terrible, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't wish this, even for my worst enemy. Your child ending up a lunatic or ending up crazy, delusional. I wouldn't wish this for even the worst enemy. I wouldn't. That's why I always say, it's always my greatest desire that they will turn to God, especially when they're still young people like this. They'll give their life to Lord Jesus and get to see their life being transformed and turned around. Yeah. Absolutely. Because in order to help anyone or to help people, we gotta tell them the truth. We gotta tell them the truth. You see? That's the greatest form of help any man can offer another man. Both male or female. That's the best thing to do. Because remember, one guy once said, the people who are dead, they don't know that they're dead. You see? It's always others who get to feel the pain. They know this one, their loved one has died, so they're the ones who are affected by it. You see? It's actually the same thing when others are stupid. It's the same thing when the others are stupid. In other words, you don't know that you are that way. It's usually others who tell you that something is wrong. Something is wrong. Maybe you gotta self-introspect or something. You see? Yeah. That's it. What a point we have reached as a society. What a point we have reached as a society, ladies and gentlemen. What a point. This generation of kids, most of them, they are being raised as victims. They don't participate. They don't. And as a result, most of them, they are allergic to responsibility. They're allergic to responsibility. They don't want to own their choices. They don't. Or even their actions. They don't. That's why the Bible always says, no, learn to abstain. Talk about abstinence, things of that kind, you know. So that you don't have to be in a situation where you end up doing abortions. Just don't sleep with people around. Then do it. See? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest prayer and desire that light will reach to them. A seed has been sown in their hearts, in their lives, that they will turn from darkness into light, light of God's word, light of God's truth, and change their lives, become better individuals, better students, better brothers, better sisters, and children, sons and daughters. I wish that the eyes of their hearts and their minds will be opened so that they will receive true wisdom and no longer walk in darkness or confusion. Yeah. Well, folks, tell me also what you think in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this one,